I think they eat pigeons in this region here.
What in the world is this?
Very different vibe here.
That's a beautiful building. I think it's this way. This to me looks like a very well-designed city, you know?
Ni hao. How are you guys? The purpose of today's video is very simple. I've always wondered how were like the cities here in China and how were the buildings in the architecture and the level of like development. And I've always got like really mixed opinions about China. I feel like people always say that like China is either like super modern, high tech and stuff, or China is like poor, underdeveloped, there are like slums and stuff. And what I've noticed, especially here in this town that I'm at the moment, is much more of a middle ground, you know? Like of course like there is the high tech stuff, but there's also like smaller villages and older buildings and stuff. So yeah, today's video is gonna be quick, but just to show you guys a little bit of the town here. Things to keep in mind. This video does not represent the whole of China. This is just like one city in one province. So this does not represent the whole of China, but I think it's a good grasp of what you would see here in the country. So one thing that I've noticed already straight away is that there's a lot of electric cars here and a lot of electric scooters everywhere. I'd say much more than my home country, but there's still a lot of petrol and diesel cars, I feel like. So yeah, one thing that I've noticed here is that like there's a little bit of everything. So you see like really new, tall, beautiful looking buildings like this one, and then a few blocks away, I'm gonna have to rush to cross the street. A few blocks away, you find like older buildings. Yeah, it's a bit of a mix. It's very interesting. It's very interesting to see the cars here because there's a lot of international cars. You're gonna see a lot of European cars, a lot of Korean cars, a few American cars, and of course like a lot of Chinese cars as well. But when I first arrived here, I thought it would be like everything would be Chinese. The cars, the brands that people wear, you know, and stuff. But no, like you see a lot of people using iPhones, not only Chinese phones, and then you see a lot of people wearing Western brands like Nike and Adidas and everything else. So yeah, that was a lot more internationalized than I thought. So we got Kia, Korean, Mazda, I don't know where it is, Honda, Japanese, Nissan, Japanese, Toyota, Japanese, Range Rover, English? It's English, right? One thing that is very nice here is that like this neighborhood and most of the places that I've been feel very walkable. So it's much more dense, you know. I think because they build their buildings very tall, the neighborhoods end up being very dense. And then there's everything. So you're gonna find convenience shops, pharmacies, clothing shops and stuff everywhere, which in my opinion is awesome. This is like the main town square here. There's a very nice old style building here, and then in contrast with these newer apartment buildings, it looks beautiful at night with all the lights on. And one thing that you're gonna see everywhere here, like this building here looks fancy and modern, and then right across the street on the square, this building here especially, it looks older and definitely not as fancy as those tall buildings behind me. So yeah. That's a beautiful building. I wonder what kind of architecture style is this? Like, what is the name? Is it like traditional Chinese? Like, I don't know. So yeah, look at this area here. It's very walkable. The infrastructure is really good. There's benches everywhere. The grass is cut
The gardens look clean, you know. There's no rubbish on the floor. There's no rubbish on the floor. You see rubbish in a lot of areas, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's not like, it's perfect. I feel like I'm in an area that is very clean, but you do see like people throwing rubbish like on bushes and stuff, but not here. I don't know. I went camping the other day, and yeah, we saw a lot of trash in the bushes, but here it's very clean, very well taken care of. You see here like modern apartments, and then like very wide sidewalks, and the streets look good. So I'm guessing this is like a new neighborhood that was planned, and these buildings are like fairly new, you know. We're gonna go to the town center now, and you're gonna see that it's completely different. It's just like maybe like 1 kilometer away from here, but it's literally completely different. You see like how well planned, how well designed this road is, and then the sidewalk is massive. There's like a boulevard, and then an area for walking. So yeah, definitely good planning. And now we're gonna go to a place that is much more packed with buildings, so that's a little bit of contrast. This to me looks like a very well designed city, you know. The streets are wide, there's trees everywhere, the buildings are good looking and well positioned. You can see that they're kind of like all the same height. Looks very well designed, you know. I think the ratio bikes to cars is like 50-50, maybe 50% bikes, 50% cars. Maybe a little bit more bikes sometimes, maybe a little bit more cars sometimes, but I'd say on average 50-50. One thing that I like here a lot is that the police presence is very like noticeable. So you see the police everywhere, and I think they can be like a little bit overwhelming sometimes, like ask too many questions and make sure like everything is too safe all the time. But it just feels very safe here, you know. So I don't mind a little bit of over monitoring and stuff, but when it comes to like safety, you know, it just feels so safe here. Like I've heard so many people like talking about like cameras and stuff, and that like it feels like you're being monitored all the time. But like, to be honest, I just feel super safe, and I don't really care, you know. Like, I wish my country was like this safe, you know. So yeah, let's go. So we have arrived on the other side of the town now, and like you're gonna notice that the buildings here are a little bit different. They're a little bit older, and like some streets are very narrow. Like actually some streets are like alleys, you know, and no sidewalks, and a little bit of a different vibe here on this side. Look at this building. Like I'm imagining like I'm in, let's say in Brazil, because like in Brazil we have like similar places like this. Now like look at the buildings. It doesn't look fancy, you know, it doesn't look bad at all, but it's not fancy. And then look at what is parked right next to the building. I know I'm talking about cars a lot, but it's just like, to me, it's really impressive the level of cars here. They're so fancy, you know, like people drive like really nice cars all the time. So yeah, it's very interesting. 你好. This is already very different from where I was. Still like unlocked bikes everywhere and stuff, but yeah, it's different. It feels less planned. And then this is probably, what I'm guessing is like, this is probably like the older part of the town, you know, like these buildings are probably a few decades old, and yeah, they had less urban planning and stuff. And you see more cables on the poles, and it's just very interesting because it's like one right next to the other, like these like really new, fancy, good looking buildings, and like these older ones with cables everywhere. And yeah, so yeah, that side of the town had like really wide sidewalks, and the buildings were really planned. This one is probably a little bit less planned. You see like smaller sidewalks and stuff, and it feels a little bit more dense here. Like there's more pedestrians, more people on the road. I think a few streets away from here is like a street market. So I'll try going through the street market to show you guys. And yeah, I think it's this way. I'm not sure. Yeah, look, the houses are right next to the street, and then there's no sidewalk. So very different vibe here. So yeah, little street market here. Ni hao. Ni hao. I think they eat pigeons in this region here. I just really wish I could speak Chinese. I like to, like, if I ask them questions now, I'm gonna be bothering them because I'm not gonna buy anything. But yeah, there's a lot of live seafood here. Some turtles. People eat turtles here. I haven't tried. I'm not a big seafood guy, but yeah, looks good. Whatever these things are. Ni hao. Ni hao. What in the world is this? Looks like a little snake. I don't know what it is. I wish I could just snap a finger and become fluent in Chinese. A little gold shop here. Lots of restaurants. Ni hao. Hey. I like these little houses here. I'm not sure if there's people living here or if it's like commercial, but yeah. I have been in China for 1 week and a half.
我在中国已经待了1个半星期了。
我可以跟你合张影吗？
Oh, okay.
能用我的手表跟你。
Okay, now I got a group of kids following me. My name is Pedro.
What are you from?
我是巴西人。I got these kids following me. I don't want to drag too much attention, but yeah. Ni hao. Anyway, they love Mr. Beast here. That's crazy. Goodbye. Whenever I talk about the internet, they always ask me about Mr. Beast. What a legend. Oh my god, I need to escape these kids now. Jim. They're asking me if I know Mr. Beast. I know Mr. Beast. I love his videos.
喜欢他的视频。
你参加过 Miss Beast 活动吗？我们会上视频吗？
Yes. Yeah. And now we're gonna head back home. Look around a little bit more. And see if we can find anything interesting along the way. I think this is what like average suburban life looks around here. Like an average building, let's say. We got a few products here. Nike, Playboy, Louis Vuitton. We're in a smaller city, so there's no trains here. I mean, like there is like an intra-city train that arrives in the city, but there's no metro system. But apparently they have like a very reliable bus system. So if I want to come to the gym every day by bus, like there's a bus that comes every 10 or like 12 minutes. So it's very convenient, very easy to get around. It's funny because they have these gold shops. So I think they have like a big market for jewelry here. And they do a lot of gambling here. So they have these facilities like this. And it's usually some elderly people sitting down and playing a type of game called, I don't know if it's Taka, I don't know. Anyway, but they gamble the whole day. Very interesting. And as I said, like you see like really modern buildings right next to older buildings. And then like there's a shop selling like fake Nike slippers. And then right next to the shop there's like a jewelry shop, you know? So it's like, there's no like in between. One thing that I see them doing here every single day is cleaning the streets. They're constantly cleaning the streets all the time. Oh, cherries. 你好. Wow. So I think the biggest takeaway from today's video and like today's walk is that you shouldn't trust like polarized channels or media telling, like labeling a country like with just one label, you know what I mean? It's not like China, from what I'm feeling here in a random town in the Hunan province, it's not like this is the most advanced country ever with drones flying everywhere and cameras everywhere monitoring you. Hello. And like electric cars and factories everywhere. No. And it's also not like what some people say, which is like it's a poor country, completely underdeveloped, crazy, like low standards. Like no, it's literally a middle ground, you know? There is a lot of advancement and the economy feels super vibrant. And there's also the other side, which is like older towns that don't necessarily look the best and older buildings and stuff. But yeah, feels very good. The people here are extremely friendly, which is like, I guess, a good thing, you know? So yeah, I feel very happy here. And yeah, I would live in a town like this, you know? Okay, now we're on the other side of the bridge where streets are wide and not narrow and everything looks a little bit more modern and well designed. You see lots of trees everywhere, wider sidewalks. So yeah, see a little bit of everything here. Now I'm going to karaoke for the first time with my new Chinese friends.
I'm Chinese friend.
Oh.
Very good.
Very good. 非常好. 非常好.
Come in, please.
Oh, okay. It looks very futuristic in here. Ni hao. Ni hao.
Chinese listen, English listen.
Thank you. 非常好. I think we're going out to some kind of restaurant. Wow. My new friend is a doctor, so he works here at this hospital. Oh, okay. 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 Wow.
They are my Chinese doctor friend.
Oh, okay. Your Chinese doctor friend. Okay. Your English is very good.
They are my friend.
Friend. Okay. Okay. Wow. 你好。你好，你好。
This is my
Doctor friend.
friend, doctor
Oh.
friend.
Ah, okay.
这是啊，研究历史。
是哪里的嘛？
真。I think we're gonna go now by bike to a tea place. I don't know if by tea he means pub or whatever. I don't know. Let's see. Wait. I think we have arrived at the tea place. 你好。
car low car
Loca.
low metal bicycle。
Ah, okay. 你好，你好。
Welcome to Brazil。阿姨是上去的。
啊，谢谢。
一个的摆子吧，一个人的摆子。
摆怎么的？摆怎么了？
你家在这边都有。